Hello world, this is LockpickingDev. Today I have an Ultion 3-star Plus. It's a nice little fun lock to pick. You can see it has a nice wide open keyway, which makes it pretty nice to fit this big, thick hex wrench turning tool in there. From what I felt the first time picking it, it only had spools in it, so it's not too hard, but the wide open keyway kind of makes it hard to leverage off stuff to hit the pins, so we'll see if I get her open here. Better angle there. Actually, let me hold it like that. Make sure I'm putting proper angle of pressure on it. That I definitely have wrist so I can feel it. Four, three, felt like some tension on 5. Ugh. There we go. Sorry, pick got stuck. Frustrated. Yeah, it doesn't feel like 4. I feel like 4 is good. Nothing in those back pins. Okay, so I didn't get anything on that pass through. Hope I didn't already. Here we go. I think my angle was off the last time. Here we go. I think I just knocked it there. Getting more feedback. Not 1, 2, nothing. 3, 4. Oh, there we go. 5. Just hit 5 and we got her open. And that was kind of funny because yeah, I wasn't feeling a whole lot there. So there we go. There's our open. If we look at our key here, key. Focus on the key if I can. There we go. Maybe if I do that. And yes, there we go. There's the key. So yeah, there's the key from front to back there. You know, I'm not sure if I ever hit that last little dimple back there. I am going to try to gut this. Let me take this out real quick and look at it, because sometimes these are a pain in the ass to gut, and I'm not sure if it's worth me putting much time to. Okay, it has C-clips on it, so I will try to That's interesting. You can see the core. Yeah, that's interesting. If I'm looking down the side of the core here, let's see if I get to zoom in. So yeah, you can see there, looks like there is some spring thing there. I don't know what that is for. I'm a little nervous gutting it, but we're going to try that. We're going to try gutting this so you can see what's inside. I know it is at least spools in there, and that should be about it. So I'll cut back and get back when this is all gutted. We have our Ultion all gutted, and the pins here are pretty standard. We got some torpedo style key pins. We got a whole bunch of spools at the top. And one thing that's interesting is these standard pins here. They actually have some sharp lips. See if I can pick it up by the sharp lips near the top and bottom, almost like a spool. But you can see how my tweezers kind of, there we go, kind of grips on that. It's hard to get the focus there. Yeah, see, it's not all the way on the top of it there. It's on the side of it. It's got some sharp lips on the tops and the bottom sides of it. So I'm sure that grips on the plug a little bit more. The plug itself is, you can see the key pin holes. They got the steps in there right there. Nothing else too special. See, there's not a whole lot really special going on, especially on the bottom. There's nothing it's protecting unless we get back to the cam. All right, how to gut this thing. It was a pain in the ass, so I wanted to make sure I made a note and showed you how. First of all, on the bottom here, there's a wafer right there. You can see it's actually held in through a hole right here. You can see there's a screw right there. My flashlight's flashing in on it, or shining in on it. Let me get a little bit closer here if it'll focus. There we go. You can see there's a little black grub screw right there, and it's holding this steel wafer in. The screw is very tiny. You can see it, the other one that goes on the other side. So there's one on each side. Focus, please. So there's one on each side. There's one over here and one over here. And when you unscrew them, this wafer falls out. This wafer is actually the plug retaining wafer. If you pull this wafer out and you put the key in and pull this out, the plug will pull out. So that is the plug retaining wafer right there. So if you want to gut this, it's easy. You actually don't need to take the whole thing off to gut it. I just pulled it out and let them all drop. But if you want to know what order it's in, that's up to you. It doesn't matter when you're putting it back together, though. Another thing you have to do, so to actually gut this and put it back together like I did, I didn't have to take the cam off. I took the C-clips off, at least on this side. And the other thing I had to do is, you can see it's kind of punched out right there, is I had to knock these pins out right here. So I got like a ejector pin or a hammer and a screw and punched these out. And what that did was allowed this piece over here to get disconnected from the red middle piece right here. And you can see it a little bit more when I do this. So the red piece actually goes over the last pins on each side. So this is an actual rod that extends past right here. And you can see it's actually acts as the cap for the last three pins. These first three pins have caps, as you can see. These last three pins has the rod extended from this middle piece right here to hold the last three pins in. What that means is, so when you're taking this apart, if you don't want your pins to fall out, leave that in first. Knock these out. When you're pulling this out, the pins will become exposed because that red piece will be connected over here. So be careful not to tip your pins and drop your pins out and lose them. But other than that, yeah, again, this is the plug retaining wafer. So when you unscrew those little screws there, this will fall out. Yeah, I think that's it. Otherwise, there's a tail piece you have to line up with it. This whole side piece comes off, so after you gut it, you can pin it completely back up, put it back together with the key and all, so everything's ready to go. The one thing you got to be careful of is, because again, these will be exposed. You can literally, pin it through the top. They'll be exposed is when you're pushing these pieces back together, when you're sliding the silver piece on the red piece right here, is you need to be pushing down on the pins here, on the springs, as you're sliding that red piece on there. If you don't, this red piece is going to mow and over those springs and smash them and screw them up like I already did, and I had to change out the springs there. So something to be aware of when you're putting it back together. Otherwise, This is a really fun lock to pick. It's a nice dimple lock to pick up. The Ultion plus diamond grade. Yeah, it's full of spools, and what an interesting build. It was, at first I was really confused about it. I had no idea what this wafer piece was, but a really interesting way to build a lock, take it apart. I actually really like it because I didn't have to take the wafer piece out and use segmented followers or anything like that. This was actually pretty cool to figure out. But there it is. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching.